What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more. 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 What is love?
Afternoon, and welcome to a very special Chris Mahana Kwanzaa edition of the news. I'm Travis Green.
And I'm Sarah Manuel. Most people, when shopping for a Christmas tree in the parking lot of some, random store, go for strictly aesthetic qualities. And most families I know don't carry around a tree guide to best determine which tree would suit them. So this season, when looking for a Christmas tree, here are a few recommendations you might find useful. If you're looking for a tree that will make your home smell like it's been dropped in the middle of a Vermont forest, the balsam fir is the way to go. If you prefer to smother your tree in ornaments, the noble fir is your champion, because it can stand up to the repeated tugs by children and pets. If you absolutely dread having to drag your vacuum out to pick up all the needles, the Fraser fir is best for you. To avoid little pinpricks, the flexible needled white pine is a good choice. And last but not least, if a fresh tree brings tears to your eyes, the Leyland cypress is best for you. It's not a palm producer, so it's less sneeze-inducing. For a full listing of trees and useful tips, such as how to recycle your tree and how to keep it fresh, visit the National Christmas Tree Association website at www.christmastree.org.
What is love?
Oh, hello. I'm Seth Martello with the weather. As you can notice today, it's cool and breezy. Some people might call pleasant. I'd like to warn everybody there's a 50% chance of me stabbing them with an ice knife today. In addition, there's a 32% chance of beards, and also a 34% chance of volcanoes. But that pleasantness is bound not to last. In an era when even our ice knives are melting, we have to stop and think, what will global warming do to us? Here with that report is Artie the Communist Party.
Okay, hello everybody. US officials told a UN conference on climate change that their government was doing more than the most to protect the Earth's atmosphere. In response, leading environmental groups blasted Washington for refusing to sign the Kyoto Protocol, a global treaty that aims to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Harlan Watson, senior climate negotiator for the U.S. Department of State, said that while President Bush declined to join the treaty, the U.S. leader takes global warming seriously. The Kyoto Accord calls on the top 35 industrialized nations to cut emissions by 5.2% below their 1990 levels by 2012. The conference will set agreements how much more emissions should be cut after 2012 when the Kyoto Protocol expires, though signatories are already falling short of their targets. And have a nice day.
China recently announced plans to build a space station and put a Chinese man on the moon. In response, America has asked China to dust off our 36-year-old flag that we ourselves placed there. Hugh says, quote, "It's not a competition of the Cold War era." Right, we'll take that as a challenge. Also, pneumonia is spreading among the survivors of the October 8th earthquake that killed 74,000 people in Pakistan. 3.5 million survivors are still homeless. Pneumonia is affecting their brains. In preparation for the December 2nd European launch of the Xbox 360, Microsoft is shipping 300,000 units to Europe. In the US, Xbox 360s are still in short supply, having sold out at many stores, while even running at a premium price of $400. And in national news, This week at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, President Bush kicked off yet another attempt to convince the U.S. public that staying the course in Iraq is a good idea. However, the latest polls suggest that people just aren't going for it. The Wall Street Journal reported last week that 63% of the American public want troops withdrawn within the next year. More than half of the people against the war say they are, quote, angry about it.
The American Heart Association came out with some new information regarding CPR, recommending that people perform 30 chest compressions for every 2 rescue breaths instead of the normal 15. And this standard is for all age groups, not specifically adults or infants, which will make it easier for people to learn how to do CPR. Currently, about 9 million people know the process of CPR, but the Heart Association hopes to double that number, bringing it to 20 million with this new method.
In other health news for needle-shy diabetics. Federal health advisors last week recommended a government approval for the first inhalable form of insulin, which would provide an alternative for many diabetics to their daily injections. Dissenters on the topic, however, say that some patients may use the inhaler inappropriately. However, drug company representatives are saying that the inhaler is no more complicated than the injections they already have to take. This does not mean that the inhaler has been approved for sale. It does mean, however, that there is an alternative in the works for those people who do not like needles and who likes needles. In local news, the Parade of Lights Christmas on the Lake will be held December 10th. It starts at 6:30 p.m. There will be about 40 floats in the Parade of Lights. The parade route will be from Craver Middle School to Lake Beckman. The Lions Club will be selling hot dogs and hamburgers. Cookies and hot beverages will be served at Lake Beckman. There will be live entertainment that consists of choirs and local bands. And, if no other reason to come, Frank Mann will be dressed as Father Christmas in his homemade costume. And another local story, a local man, Kirk Taylor, is running for sheriff. Think about this, Corsentino doesn't let us have fireworks.
Hi, I'm Kyle Spencer with Sports. Before we open with our look at the winter sports, we'd like to take a look back and honor some of our high-quality athletes from the football season. Starting off with 2 juniors, Jack Heiberger and Morgan Mink, they were honored with Santa Fe League All-Conference First Team. Jack is linebacker, and Morgan Mink is receiver and defensive line. We had a powerhouse core of seniors who also received Santa Fe League All-Conference First Team awards. Dusty Scheid is defensive back, Daniel Delermy on the offensive and defensive line. Jake Swartwood is running back and linebacker. Mark Redding is quarterback and defensive back. And powerful Aaron Vandermark, who is running back and linebacker and also received all-state honors. We now look with an anxious eye towards the wrestlers. They head up to the Marino Invitational this weekend. Last year at the Marino Invitational, Kyle Hughes took first place in his 160 weight class. They have 9 wrestlers out this season, with 2 strong seniors, only 1 junior, but a young and powerful class of underclassmen with 1 sophomore, but 5 freshmen. So it'll be exciting to see how they progress. Now to look at the boys basketball team, who opened down at the TSJC tournament this weekend in an attempt to attend their Trinidad State Junior College title. With 7 seniors leading the way, along with some varsity seasoned underclassmen, the boys are looking to prove that they are better than the Denver Post's number 4 ranking in the state. Now, on to the girls basketball. We have a very special guest with us, Savannah Demisel. Savannah, how are you this morning?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing super. I have a few questions for this young junior on the team. First of all, I have to ask you, you are electric.
Thank you. Okay. Am I? I don't know. Are you?
She's basically she. Now on a lighter note, first tell us a little bit about your scrimmage against Canyon City last week.
The Kansas City scrimmage went really well. It started early in the morning, but they didn't score it or anything, but it turned out pretty well. We ended up winning the scrimmage, but we started out kind of lethargic and kind of slow in the morning, but after we warmed up, it was really good and we played well.
Well, that was expected to start off a little slow, first scrimmage. But that's pretty amazing. Canyon a 4A school, pretty powerful out there too. Also, in the Santa Fe League is the girls basketball team. They have a pretty powerful league with Fowler, Crowley County, and Los Animas. Who Fowler won the district championship. Crowley County took the consolation championship last year in the state tournament, and Los Animas was the runner-up for the state championship. With all these powerhouse teams, who's going to be your toughest opponent, do you think?
Well, it really depends on our own mindset. When it comes to like our confidence and our intimidation level, it's going to be Fowler because we haven't beat them in over 17 years. And so with that comes a lot of like, we're lacking confidence against Fowler. But when it comes to physical challenges, it's going to be Los Animas with their big girls.
I think this year could be the year for them to take down Fowler. That'll be exciting to look forward to. You have your second home game tonight against the Central Wildcats, am I correct? And so can I get a little score prediction for that tonight?
I don't think it's going to be close, but we're going to come up on top.
That's what I like to hear. The girls basketball team finished last season with the winning record and started off 6-0. We look for an even more successful and possibly a state tournament berth this year. Well, that's all we have for sports. Back to you.
What is love?
Exactly. Anyways, oh, didn't see you then. Some freak news. Here's a good reason why our nation's bird is not the turkey. An Amtrak train heading to an unknown destination hit an American bald eagle. When the train came to a stop, the bird was still alive and expected to make a full recovery. In later news, an emergency 911 call was made regarding onion rings. A Louisiana woman phoned 911 when she received her onion rings cold. The restaurant refused to give her a new batch. She faces trial in December for misuse of the 911 system. Good luck with that. Ironically, a 22-year-old male by the name of Ronald McDonald had a job at a Wendy's fast food restaurant. He became tired of his job, so he tried to rob the place. He was caught by his current manager and faces trial in the future. Sounds interesting to me. That's all the truth we have for you today. From me and Quasimodo and everyone here, I'm Travis Green.
And I'm Sarah Manuel. Have a happy Christmas, Hanukkah.
Carrie's here? Hello? Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Are we live? Hello? Check 1, 2. Are we live? Check. Check 1, 2.